What is up, everybody? What's going on? Just gonna talk about the new books came out this week. Do a little follow up for our Tuesday night stream. Shout out to Cheeseburger and Comics being first, and hello. But unfortunately, no one's watching, or according to the StreamYard, it says no one's watching. Oh, now we have two. Probably me and Eric. But hello to you as well, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Any crime novels tonight?
Yep.
I got a few.
I got a text from Jerry. I got 8 more Shel Scott books waiting for me over there.
So, is your goal, if you clear out all your comic books, you're just going to film with the novel books?
No. I'm just reading novels right now instead of comics.
You got to clear off that one of your shelf of your VHSs and just put it all in the books there.
No, I've got them upstairs on a bookshelf. I'm reading a Shel Scott book, and I said I ordered some more off of eBay. They're selling like 11 of them for $30.
Nice.
And I have 3 of them. I'm just going to give those 3 to Jerry. And I have 8 new Shel Scotts to read. I think I like those better than Mike Hammer, actually.
All right. Cool. I don't have any bookshelves. I live without bookshelves. Who needs shelves? I got boxes. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 6 books tonight. Alrighty. So I'll get through the 2 that I did not read. Well, I've already read before, I should say. Is Outlaw, part 11 of 12. The Walking Dead. This is 125. All right. So, got the Michonne cover. Then the original cover in the back here. So, another fun series. I'm hoping they keep hoping Kirkman continues it or branches out with a new series from that. And speaking of Robert Kirkman, he brought back Capes. It's been long since it's been out of print, and last time I think it was collected was back in 2021 or 2022. And they decided to basically redo it. I forgot how many issues there are in this series, but I think there's like 7. But what was promised, though, is that it's going to be all new art in here and new dialogue. So updated dialogue, which concerns me now that I think about it. I really hope it's not where we're censoring what we said before because he has to be placed PC now. I hope that's not the case. I hope I'm wrong. But I have not get a chance to read this. This is be a brand new series for me, but it's right straight out of the books of Invincible. And some of all these heroes have been mentioned in the Invincible book. So we come across them, Kid Thor, and then J. Jonah Jameson. So, yeah, this is Robert Kirkman, Mark Englert, and Russ Wooten. Yeah, and then, of course, it has I ended up getting in the Mark Englert cover because that's the interior artist. And you can see in the back, here's the other covers. The other artists. There you go. Ryan Otley, Corey Walker, Jengy Lindsay, and then there's some other exclusive variants ones. Black and white. But you want to see the interior art of this book? It's everything you pretty much had when you were watching or reading Invincible back in the day. Everything he said, I thought it was really good art. I mean, except for the black dude, he's got a AI neck. That's the one thing I love it with AI. Whenever AI does something, look at how long the woman's neck is. She has a giraffe neck. It's either Steve Ditko's alive and drawing women, or it's AI. But yeah, Bolt, Kid Thor, yeah. Commander Capitalism, that's what his name is. Jameson's character. Commander Capitalism. And the funny thing is, he looks like J. Jonah Jameson, but he also, the way they draw him, he looks exactly like Invincible's dad.
Yeah, Nolan.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Of course, you can tell what era this is from because women have boobs. Early 2000s. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. It'll be my first time reading this, and then I might go back and reread the original run. Because if they are changing the dialogue and updating the art, I kind of want to go back and look at the original. I don't think there's anything in the back at all. Sketches. No. But it looks like Robbie Robertson's in here. So, all right, guys, Bolt, but then on the TV. You could tell that Kirkman was influenced by Spider-Man. He kind of, the way he likes to judge his characters and everything. He really loves capes. That's why it's called Capes. All right. Now the books that I did read this week. These are my top 4 for this week because there really wasn't that many good books that I was interested in that come out. All right. Number 4 at the bottom of the pile is Lazarus Fallen. We have to wait till April for the series to continue. I don't know why, because I don't think Rucka's doing anything else. How long does it take Rucka to write books? Or is he waiting on Michael Lark to do the art? Or is Image just not concerned about publishing it, so they're making him wait? I don't know. I only know is that Rucka has TDS at the back of every book. I guess it is because it does take for them forever to put the book out. So they give you a whole recap of what's going on in the book. So if you're not sure what's going on, remember, they tell you because they know they're probably hoping that you come back after 6 months. So, but after what was it was it been 29 years since this started, or 21 years? I think it started in 2013, 2011. I'm trying to remember when this book started, but they finally do reveal. And this is a major plot reveal as far as who sent the message to Forever Kara. It's just telling her, if I show it here. Yeah. She originally got this text message in the very beginning, the very first issue of the book. He's not your family, your father. And they finally have the reveal of who sent it to her. So so that was kind of cool for doing an update on that. But it looks like Sonia Bittner, who's basically sent to originally go, the other Lazarus was supposed to go kill her, shows up and actually fights with her a little bit and then tells her, "Hey, I'm on your side." So I don't. So Rucka finally showed that, hey, remember, I'm Greg Rucka. Lesbians. We're going to get lesbians, bro.
Of course.
The first time in the book. I'm amazed he lasted that long. I thought he would have came in his pants in the first issue with lesbians. But then again, this is a different Rucka than we see on the main universe. So
No, it doesn't.
What?
No, it isn't.
It is for the most part. Because, dude, how many years did it take them to finally put a hint at lesbians? We don't know if they're gonna kiss, but they didn't kiss. I figured
the series Stumptown, he had lesbians in that. It's just
I'm saying
he
this
hasn't gotten around to it yet.
Okay, so maybe in this book series only, he hasn't put lesbians in it yet till now. Well, I'm also speculating.
And Greg Rucka, he's obsessed with lesbians that guys aren't into. So it's
honestly
quintessential. It's quintessential. Who cares?
Honestly, this might be the first time where a guy actually cares about the lesbians because they're actually interesting characters and they're not putting down men. But you can make the argument, well, who's the villain in this story? It's an old white man who wants to live forever.
Well, of course it is.
Well, That was a story back then, before all this woke
Nobody
nonsense.
self-loathes like the left.
But I want to say though, that's been the story since was that Free Jack? This literally is a Free Jack on steroids. So,
did you hear about the heritage auction?
which one? There's been several.
The Superman 9.0.
Oh, I saw something that I didn't read into it though. What's up?
9.12 million.
And who bought it? Guy
Didn't say, but that beat the old record by over $3 million.
Wasn't it last year or a year ago? Didn't it? Or not last year, but 2 years ago, there was revealed that the guy who bought it was actually from like Saudi Arabia. So the Saudi prince was buying all these comic books.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's the only person I can think of who has that money to buy that.
Action Comics #1 got 6 million. That was the record holder. Before that, I think it was an AF-15, and now 9.12 million.
Do you want an F-35? Do you want an F-35 or do you want Action Comics one?
A what? Do I want a what?
F-35.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fighter jet we have. That's the one that Trump just sold.
No, I'd rather have the comic.
Yeah.
I'd sell that and buy a mansion.
I want a Harrier jet. That's what I want. I can just take off and I can park it where I want to. Just lower it down.
Imagine, $9.12 million.
Yeah, but comics are dead, right? All right. Number 3. Is Justice League dead? Justice League Red. This basically is issue number 4. As you can see, we're learning more about this character. I'm not sure who created her, but this is Red Canary, and I get probably get her point of view, what happened to her, and how she got captured by the new. It wasn't Brother Blood; it was Father Blood, a creepy guy called this, who basically was going to steal, I guess, powers that she has. She has a power that control the Red, so some sort of supernatural power. She's introduced to the team. And then I still love it because they're still doing this instead of doing the other one. Now we're getting Justice League Red, which is kind of clever. You said for Saladin Ahmed, a guy whose every other book I picked up by him at random at whim, the L sucked. For this has actually been fun. Power Girl is actually drawn like Power Girl, so shout out to the artist Clayton Henry. And then, of course, they're talking about beginning of year 1 at JSA one. A year 1. I don't know if Zach's even read this anymore because Zach doesn't show up on the channel. He's kind of like abandoned us. I don't know why. We don't make fun of him. I mean, not to his face, but still.
Jackson Lansing, that's 2 different people. That's 2 people, isn't it?
It was like Jackson and Kelly Lansing. I was like, yeah, sure was what, yeah.
They have a joint Twitter account called Jackson Lansing. Isn't that cute?
That's two. Those guys have been writing for the past 23 years. They're
there's 2 pictures on the thing, and
yeah,
they've been the whole 8,700 followers.
They are best friends. Like Bert and Ernie, they've been co-writing stories.
It's a shame neither one of them can write.
Exactly, I know, right? They're the ones that ruined the Captain America with the Winter Soldier, turning him into a villain again.
Well, didn't they do the Authority book, DC that or the Planetary book?
Yeah,
that LK went nuts over.
They recently just ruined. Was it a Batman Beyond book? That was horrible. And then, you want to know how they ruined it? They put that Catboy, a furry, in it. Mm-hmm. I was just like, and it's spelled BOI, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I understand that comic books aren't really meant for kids anymore, but still, it's like, when you start putting BOI, you're implying stuff. And then he's teaming up with a really old dude. Probably the coolest thing they probably did was bringing in John Constantine, a really old Constantine, coming in to help out Terry McGinnis. But other than that, the story felt weak. We had a giant Killer Croc apparently in the Batman Beyond universe. He mutated in the past 20 years because I guess Batman Beyond takes place when Bruce Wayne is 60 or almost 70. So, but anyway, though, getting back to this, Red Tornado finally comes clean with everybody. Also, Boston is pretty much everybody can see him. Boston Rankin is out visible, but he won't talk to anybody. So that's their introduction to him being in this book here. He's just sitting there, and he ignores them. And Karen's being a Karen again. Yes, she's yelling at Red Tornado. He wants to know why you lied to us about everything. And he finally reveals. He said, in order to, as I started building a new body, of course, but the anti-catastrophe models all said their components were better used elsewhere. He basically, it's like a Vision. When Vision turned off his emotions in the Avengers book, yeah. So he decided he can't use a body right now, so that's why he's more hologram. And as they're looking through it, they notice that he basically got rid of everything that made him look human in the body he's building. And he says, I said I had to, basically I said to, it's like every agonizing cut and severed emotion has been worth it because I have finally isolated an event that makes Earth impending apocalypsification, I guess that's a new word, escapably permanent, trying into the KO. Sorry, pulled angles in there. So with the whole KO events, this whole story, it's going to say KO tie-in. It technically loosely is part of the KO event, and basically, yeah, talk about fan service. You even get her bending over. Yeah, there you go. But it's tying into the KO events, and basically, it says what leads to basically every event, no matter what, leads to whenever Shazam, because they say Shazam's enemy, Black Adam, he's so arrogant, he thinks that he's only could save the world from apocalypse. And every event, no matter what every occurrence, he's always the one that submits to Darkseid and joins him, and he's the catalyst that basically that makes everybody like go after. It basically destroys the world in service to apocalypse. But at the end here, I said we get more fan art here, or fan, and they said the only way to stop this is if we go to take out Black Adam. So the team decides, wait for him to start the ritual. They just decide to go get a jump on Black Adam. And of course, we get Black Adam. He's got the Staff of Ra. And then he reveals he's got a kryptonite sword. I don't know if that's canon too, actually, or he's had one. I think he had one before. I can't remember. But he pretty much like kicks all their ass, as Black Adam would. And I gotta say, this isn't the first time that Black Adam has gone against. This isn't the JSA, but this is kind of like a mock up of JSA members. For me, at least it is. And at the end, he pretty much, yeah. She goes to use his power, and he's kind of shaken at first by her power because it's unnatural. But he says because you don't know how to wield it, you're just another bitch to me. And it ends with fan service. Here. So, like I said, it's an okay book. Is it a fun book? Yes and no. I don't know why they even have Boston Rand in here, if it even is Boston Rand, because they can see him. And they said, and as they point out, we've never been able to see him before. Or at least if you saw him, that meant because you were dead, just like him. And the fact that he doesn't respond to them makes me wonder if he's not really Boston Rand and it's someone else. So. All right, number 2. G.I. Joe, Dreadnought War. 2 enemies forced to team up and defend, basically avoid being killed by the Dreadnoks. Meanwhile, Chrome Dome Destro decides he's going to take a Cobra nation worldwide, and he's offering their services to all these world leaders. And get these cool splash pages. I believe this is Tom. Yeah, it's Tom Riley again. And it's just fun. The whole book is just nonstop action. He finally agrees to let uncuff Commander, and he grabs the gun in the back, and he takes out the group here. And then they get the brother sister. He's like, he's like, dang it, he took out everybody, all our guys in the front. He's like, and the sister's like, who cares? They were all new recruits. We all knew they were expendable. Just proving how dark she is. Then we got the other dude who betrayed him. He's like, oh, thank you for rebuilding the Thunder Machine and all. So, that's whenever someone says that, something bad's going to happen. And of course, we got the guy with the chainsaw arm who decides to jump over and starts taking him out. Trying to, at least. They lose their vehicle, so they jump to another vehicle. And it's just every page is like a widespread page, 2-page layout. They get a new vehicle. They drive this canyon, and Duke throws his grenade build up, shoots it, and causes a cave-in, destroying the guy who's just complaining about her, saying, "Hey, thanks for rebuilding my Thunder Machine." Now it's just destroyed again. Colonel Hawk wants to know where Duke is and everybody else is, and Clutch says, "Well, yeah, the other guys are over in Chicago, and Duke went out to explore this Energon signal." And it ends with pretty much Cobra Commander and Duke entering this ghost town. It's nightfall, and they decide to recruit, and because right now they're out of signal right now because they can't reach the Joes. And Cobra Commander wanders into this room, gets his face beaten with a big giant sledgehammer, cinder block, and then as he sees some of the Dreadnoks are showing up, the Duke ends up hearing this guy, and of course, it's one of the bad guys from Legend of Zelda, or you could say it's from Star Wars, from the pit with Jabba the Hutt. And that's how it ends. He says that Cobra Commander was basically implying he was fed to his pigs. So, like I said, I've been liking this. This is part 2 of 5. Josh Williams, who is the best known for working on Superman right now, has been knocking out the park with this. I love this. It's just been a fun, enjoyable book. Tom Riley's art has just been wonderful. But the best book of the week for me is The Punisher, Red Band, issue 3. And we continue off where basically it says, the Punisher's back. He doesn't remember who he is. Waking up in the aftermath of a shootout on a drug smuggling ship in New York, he nearly escapes and captured by police, and he had the care of an old woman. That his body happened to wash up on the shore of Brooklyn. Tombstone is on the warpath. Discover who interfered with his drug shipment. Having captured Detective Fishback, is on his way to investigate a call from the woman who found the Punisher. But the Punisher has already moved, having been activated by Kingpin, he has a thing in his back of his neck that allows the Kingpin to control him. Frank has amnesia, doesn't know who he is. Micro is forced to work he's basically for a Kingpin right now. They're trying to control Frank. Punisher, pretty much, at the end, was stopping a hijacking, or he's stopping this trafficking thing. He has no idea what's inside it. I know he kills the driver. Then the truck crashes. He lands on the ground and goes into the back of the truck, runs into a big giant dude, because that's what Punisher fights. Big, giant, burly Russians. And this was kind of weird, because how you see him fighting this guy here, and then he grabs a hold of him, grabs his skin by his neck, and just rips her right out, instantly killing the guy. So I guess he doesn't skip hand exercises. What do you call that? Those little devices you use for bodybuilders use. Gives you carpal tunnel. And of course, it's a bunch of women who are being trafficked. Frank is ordered by Kingpin in his ear, and a little communication device tells him, "Kill the women." And he says no, and he shocks them. and he tells the women to leave. And then, of course, this is where the book took a really big dip for me here. I don't like the way he's drawn. I'm sorry. Frank looks like he's a fat ass. This is just weird. Tiny baby head, really wide arms, really wide, thick thighs. What the heck is this supposed to be? Now you could argue, well, he's probably got several layers of Kevlar. That must be about 4 or 5 on each arm and leg. Meanwhile, Detective Fishback is being tortured with his fingers being cut off. And Tombstone wants to know who was this person that you helped, and keeps interrogating her. She says, I don't know his name. Cuts off the guy's wrist. Now he's spurting on blood. And he's like, tell me, was he white, black, Hispanic? She's like, he had a skull on his chest. And he's like, oh shit, Frank's back. Of course, the cops show up, and they find the old lady was basically hacked to death too, and his internal organs were pulled out. This is where it gets really sick. For Kingpin. I want to know who did this to Micro, but Micro has pretty much been like Clockwork Orange. Forced to do this, and eventually he decides to give him a break, and he pulls out like a matrix thing on the back of his brain, allows him to basically go to shutdown mode. But he types something, and this allows, I guess, we're showing the aftermath of that. Unless this book has polar bears and Manucci, it sucks. I disagree. Frank says, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm Polio here. Walks into this building here in the rain, and he ends up seeing, the funny thing, Kingpin in a surgical outfit, and pretty much installing something in the back of his neck, and saying, he says, you were being wasted in Real World. And now I asked Breen about this. We don't know what Real World is. Is that supposed to be amazing fantasy, like the afterlife where everybody goes to? Or is it another universe or whatever, kind of like Mojo's world? I don't know. It says, you were being wasted in Real World when you're needed in our world. I have stolen you back here for a simple reason. Purge, a cleanse, a time of punishment. If we promise to punish the wicked, then to be fair, we also must punish ourselves. We'll swallow bullets like pills. We'll allow knives to ease into our veins like syringe. We'll hurt and the city will heal. So Frank ends up in this room. He's had a flashback. It's his old store locker for all his stuff. And he notices something shiny. And now he knows his name.
So he's got his old skull back.
He's got his old skull back. He's had it.
Man, that's really old skull.
Well, he whistles, right, too, when he applies deodorant. Yeah. Of course, we have the kind of the butch kind of like cop, female cop from the very verse, and then she wants to know who killed this guy, and they're going over the reports, and they find out that the person that was on the bullet footage there is either a copycat, or she says, but she says, I want to say it's a wannabe, except for the level of destruction and we're dealing with. I have to assume the worst. The Punisher is back. Frank shows up inside the back of a EMT ambulance. As he says, I'll disable the bomb if you cut this thing out of the back of my brain. And that's how it ends. So I honestly, this has been a fun book. Return to a Punisher I haven't read since probably Garth Ennis's run. That Frank. I mean, not the fair. I did like Get Fury. That was a really cool book. That was also by Garth Ennis. So I skipped the whole Jason Aaron thing because it butchered the character. I have no interest in that. Garth Ennis is the last Punisher book that I read. His whole run.
Ooh.
So I've been liking this. Definitely on the top recommend. That's it for those books. So then I decided, well, let's show off some back issues.
Oh, wait a second. Before you do that,
Oh, you got some books?
yeah, let me show off what I got. Oh, I'm done.
Oh, you're done, or okay, cool.
Because the or that fanographic book.
Did it show up?
Apparently the guy forgot to order it.
Oh, wait, the which one? The romance one?
Yeah, and the Green Lantern, DC Finest.
Okay.
Everyone they got in was already promised to people, so I had to wait a week to get both of them.
That sucks. I held both of those in my hand and decided to put them back because I decided to go with 2 other trades. More ones I'll have more. I'll enjoy more. Not to say the other ones are enjoyable. I flipped through the romance one, but I realized I love romance, but that's a lot. That was a lot of reading.
Yeah.
But so I decided
do what you got instead.
So I got.
You chose poorly.
Yep. And here's the other thing. The reason I put the Green Lantern book back because it was only like 8 issues.
No one. It was 26.
On the back, it only showed 8.
No, it didn't. We read it off last night.
I know, but I looked on the
40,
back.
60,
I looked on the
40,
back of the book. It only showed about like 8 or 9 books.
No, you read it too quickly. Look again.
No, I looked on the back of the book.
I know you did, and you did not read it right.
Yeah. How do you read pictures? Either way, I have more fun with this because I'm actually I'm more still involved with the Invincible Universe. Been really enjoying that. And he also picked up Tech Vault.
Because you're 40 going on 12.
I've been 12. I've never reached 40 yet.
Apparently not.
So, hey, I grew up with this stuff, kind of like, you grew up with Guy Gardner.
I didn't grow up with either one of those, you asshole.
Those are the covers you do fast. Yeah, it showed 9 covers.
Ooh.
Regardless, though, I looked at me personally what I enjoy more, and honestly, I enjoy the Invincible Universe way more. So I figured I have a better chance. Hey, I can complete my whole entire collection. I'll have everything. I can always go back and get those books.
I know you'd like the ones you got better.
Well, plus I can find all the other ones you're talking about online for free.
Well, you can find those online for free too. But
yeah, it all depends what I want to have physical copies of.
Right. It's the Green Lantern books. I like them, but Marvel was so much better in the 60s than DC. But that had the first Guy Gardner story.
Yeah, I saw that, and it had the Sinestro story looked pretty cool too.
And there's a lot of Gil Kane, and it had the first Green Lantern crossover. I think that's the first issue in there, number 40.
You want to know exactly what I thought in my head? I said, what would Graphic Man do? Not get Gil Kane. All right.
Yeah, but there are 2 major Silver Age keys in that DC Finest that I used to have. I'll never be able to afford again, but
yeah, like I said, I've been getting rid of a lot of my books and just getting trades. So I'll probably go back and grab some more trades. I really don't have room to store that giant that Atlas book, what it was, or that one, the romance one. That was huge. That was oversized.
Yeah, I got 8 of them, or I've got 6 of them already.
I don't got no bookshelves, bro.
You need bookshelves.
I have bookshelves. All right. So we're gonna go through unboxing right here. What I got from Angleton. So I finally got the comic book adaptation of probably one of the best movies that not many people know about. Featuring the voicing talents of Debbie Harry and the guy from Cheap Trick, lead singer,
Robin Zander.
Yep. Very, very fun story. if you can find a copy of this to watch it, I know it's on. I've seen a copy on YouTube. So if you look for it on YouTube, it was entertaining. And Debbie Harry ended up taking the same song she sang in here and then released it on her own, but she changed it. Maybe Yes or No is the song that's the song that she adapted from what she sang in here and changed the lyrics. And it sucked compared to the Send My Love Through. I know, blasphemous. He's disparaging, or what do you call it? Disparaging, or what do we call her?
Disparaging.
Disparaging. Yep. Here you go. Queen size Millie.
That's nice.
All right. I might be able to go on the Silver Age morning show. Got me some Outlaw. All-Star Western. I did get some books that I'm like questioning, like, did I really pay for these books? Because I'm like, I got a page with like DK. I don't know who that is. And I remember buying Ninjak. So I mean, apparently I got Donkey Kong's books. All-Star Western. And then we got Brave and Bold here. That's a weird looking Metallo.
Mm-hmm.
Is he wearing a fuzzy sweater? And I can't tell if he's wearing. Okay, it just looks that way. It looks that's my camera, the screen. I thought he was wearing a fuzzy, like little, like a sweater, like Conan would wear, little vest.
He must be using Gothamite on Batman,
right? No, Gothamite on Batman is Tom King. Chuck Dixon, there you go. And Greg Land, so you know we're going to get a lot of sexy poses.
Yeah, Greg Land actually took the time to draw in those days.
Did he really?
Yeah. Yeah, his Nightwing run is great.
That Black Canary looks like Drew Barrymore.
I don't think that's Greg Land on the cover. I think that's Gary Frank.
I think it is. Wait, look. Yep, you're right. It is Frank, 1997. Cool. And then, because I want to collect everything that's part of the animated universe, you've actually been seeing a lot of these we're reading recently on the channel. So it's Legal Limited. So these are hard books to come across and collect. I noticed that. They probably had a really limited print run.
Well, the reason why they're hard to find is they're designed for young children that may not collect comics. They just get those.
Yeah.
And kids don't take care of things. So they probably just get worn out and tossed out instead of recycled into the hobby.
Yeah.
Same thing with all the years I've been working at the record store. People would come in and say, do you have any kids music? And the answer is usually no, because kids don't take care of their stuff. So when they outgrow them, parents can't sell them into the stores because the kids have destroyed them.
Yeah. That's how kids are with everything. DVDs, video games.
Yeah. And comics.
That's why I loaned out one of my CD-ROMs collections of Spider-Man to my nieces, and I was so thankful that was not scratched up, because I saw what they did to their DVDs. They lay it on the carpet and they move it around. I'm like, ugh. So I was always happy when I got stuff back from them that wasn't just destroyed. But I was very leery. I really didn't give out a lot to them at all because of that reason. All right. Oh. Did I get the same thing? Oh, did he send me the same thing twice? He did. Wow, he sent me the same thing twice. I have duplicates now. You know where these are going to? to the comic book store. Yeah, but I was shocked. He sent me the same thing twice. Makes me wonder. I have to ask him, like, because I don't remember paying for it twice. Maybe I did. Either way. All right, and then this is the only bad thing about I Love Comics. Does not take the stickers off the bags. It's like the one shop I go to. He leaves the stickers on. So since Christmas is coming up, It's a Wonderful Life. And then we get into something you like. Veronica. And then I don't remember paying for this because this will be the third copy I'm going to have on my own. So this will also be sent off to my store. But very good series. I'm almost done with this. I have about a few issues left, and then I'm all collected on this. I think there's like 80 issue or almost 90. All right. Then we got Superboy. The green kryptonite. I still love that for covers. Like, this should be on the cover ranking. I love that when they were to pull back the comic book cover and you see that. Yeah. Another thing, I don't know. I don't know how long he's had these books, but I got the box about 2 weeks ago. I already own the whole entire thing of this. I own the collection he sold to me about a couple years ago. So I now have another number one. Better stickers on the books than Pistachios love. I don't know, man. Here's the thing. It's on the plastic. Pistachios love I can wash off. Stickers leave the freaking residue on there, and then it sticks to the other book. So, got me some Mark Millar, Vampirilla versus Panther. Yeah, the only thing about buying new books in bulk is now I gotta find a spot to organize all these. But this is what I mean. Now, see, look, the sticker didn't come off. It just tore. But I'm gonna use a milli bottle. Yeah. And here's the thing about me. I have OCD, so every single book you're seeing here I'm showing off, I'm gonna replace it with a brand new bag. Even though the cheapskate of me should be like, dude, you can't. It's too much. It's too much money. Just leave it like it is. Please believe it or not. Demons and Monsters. I guess that's what he looks like after he jumped over the candlestick. Yeah. And then we got the Black Terror. A little trade here. And I think this is Andy Smith.
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to think, was that his name with the guy who was working over at CrossGen?
That's over 30 years ago.
Oh. Because I know there was Andy Smith was a big one over at CrossGen. But this isn't CrossGen, but this is normal. But I always wondered if it was actually him. Seduction of the Seat, book 1. Speaking of Sojourn, got a little collection here. There's 2 books in here. All right. And I think these might have been, I don't know, these might have been flip books, but there's an advertisement on the back of the second book he's got in here. Little Nemo. We found him, guys. We found Little Nemo.
That's not a flip book because that's IDW and CrossGen, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess there's a couple books in here. There's 3 books.
No.
So, yeah. Yeah. I really do hope they bring back Lenticular. Those are awesome. Everybody complains about Lenticular. I want it back now. Mainly because I want everybody to pay more for books and then bitch about it.
What?
All right. Here we go. I gotta zoom in so you guys can see everything. Look at the detail on that gun. Who's the artist on this? Michael T. Gilbert. Busmith. Okay. All right. Back in there. All right. Airboy, number 35. This is another series I'm almost done collecting. I love it when my comic book store has half off, so these become 50 cents. For the level of storytelling and art on this, I can't believe they're even down to $1. I thought these would be $3 books.
Nobody remembers them.
Yep. It's number 41. They're very problematic. That's why. Can you imagine an ongoing Airboy series right now and Mad Cave?
I wouldn't want one. I wouldn't want one unless even with Dixon Ryan, the last one wasn't. The last couple haven't been that good.
There only was what 2 issues for him. Then he came back and then he quit again.
Well, they were Kickstarter, so I don't know that they were ever meant to go any longer than that. But
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they're in the style of what's going on with Jeremy Adams, Flash Gordon. Of course, number 47. Ernie Colon. Guessing that's Ernie Colon late in his life, right? Because he was Ernie Colon a Golden Age artist?
No, that's
Or am I thinking what was the other one name?
with Gene. But no, Ernie Colin's not that old.
I'm thinking. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Ernie Chan. Man, look at that overbite. "30 seconds over Brooklyn." I mean, if they brought this back, kept the same art on Valkyrie, I would definitely pick it up.
Honestly, if Jeremy Adams knew anything about the character, he might be able to do it justice. But one of the things that helped with just the way Airboy read was it wasn't written by a lefty. Yeah, and Chuck Dixon was never. Yeah, he didn't put politics in it.
No.
I mean, any politics he put in were even-handed.
If there are politics put into this, even then, it's like even conservative politics. I mean, you literally would have to. It's him versus either Nazis or crooks or villains, because at a time period you would have to do that. Like Dick Tracy, current writers. I don't know. I'd love to see how they do it on another book outside of Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah, actually, Ernie Colon was he was that old. He did a lot of art for like plane manuals. Also.
Killers on the Loose plus a new Air Fighters adventure. And thank you, One Select Dude. They said it was Busmith and Andy.
So, do you know what Ernie Colon died of?
Colon cancer?
Yep. That's
How
ironic.
ironic. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, I'm just so happy to be able to just read through all these. Number 16. Yeah, these aren't in order. He just threw them in the box randomly. The one thing he complains about when he gets it from other people, he has to take the auction, he has to take it out and put it in order. I don't know them. That's cool. Well, here's your modern version. Yeah, it's Airwolf.
No, it's not the modern one.
I'm just saying, the helicopter design. It looks like Airwolf versus Airboy from the 80s. You know, because wasn't he supposed to be like that's a very modern looking helicopter?
Well, it's set in the present.
I always thought it was set in the 60s.
No.
50s.
The original Airboy was in World War II.
Yeah.
That's where he met Valkyrie. She defected to help him, but Davy was shot down, I believe, and she was captured and put on.
I know it's Junior, but I always thought it took place in the 60s. Yeah.
The Airboy series that Chuck Dixon did, that was Davy's son. No. Airwolf lived. He in Valkyrie. He lost Valkyrie. He went on to have a life, a wife, and a kid. And when the Valkyrie was freed from suspended animation, when she came back, she didn't know that much the time had passed, and thought the son was Davy, was the father, and that was the switch. There was a different Airboy from the 40s series.
Yeah, I knew it was updated, but I just didn't realize it took place in the 80s.
No, he started writing it in the mid 80s. So that's
I thought it was like Dick Tracy today.
No, But I definitely recommend waiting until you get them all and reading them in order.
I've only read like 3 issues. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one that you can really just skip around.
All right. Now we're going to go into Merry Little Christmas. Donald's freaking sock is like a coaster pit. Look at it. It goes all the way down to the floor.
Hmm.
And then we go into one of my favorite issues of Amazing Spider-Man, the 300s, or 314. I just love snow on covers back then, and then of course Spidey with the little hat, yeah. And it wasn't a filler issue like some of these holiday ones are now today. It actually continued with the story. Speaking of that, look away, Maranya. Ho homicide. Yeah, one of the coolest covers of Iron Man. He had quite a few, but so is that Christmas here. And then somehow, like I said, I don't remember buying these. I have to ask Ingleton if these are even mine, but I don't remember getting Ninjak. There's a whole bunch of Ninjak here that he gave me.
Yeah, Cheeseburger Comics is mentioning he likes Airboy.
Yeah.
When I don't know if you were watching at the time, but we had Chuck Dixon on about 3 years ago, and yeah, I led off the discussion, and that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. I said, "Yeah, like I know you expect to be asked about Batman or Robin. Like, I want to know about Airboy."
Yeah,
I said he was a very nice guy.
I like that interview, and I also like the Mike Barron interview we did over on I Love Comics.
I didn't like that one.
Well, I like Mike. I like talking to Mike Barron. I didn't say the interview was that. I don't think it was great.
But it was like Chuck Dixon was completely at home talking to us. It was like Mike Barron was like,
Expecting
It
4
was
months.
like he was at a dental appointment and they forgot the Novocaine.
Yeah.
It felt like,
Well, especially when you ask who's going to take over your stuff when you die.
well, yeah, that was.
Well, here's the Ninjax he sent me. I just don't remember bidding on these. Maybe I did because it's Kurt Busiek. Maybe I did bid on it. Yeah.
Does Darth Kato ever bid?
Don't think so.
Because that's a DK.
Yeah, this could be Dark Kato's. I'd like to ask him who's DK. Now I first thought Dominic, but now it makes sense. Yeah, these might be Darth Kato's. I'll have to reach out to him and ask him, hey, are these your books? Dixon has a YouTube channel. Yep.
Yeah.
He uploads every Thursday. Ask Chuck Dixon. Yeah. So I guarantee these are probably for the Darth Kato. That's what I'm thinking of. And then I had a SG, whoever that is. There's another list too.
SG.
Yeah. Yeah. I only know Summer Summoner, but I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. These, like I said, these are. I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna ask them because I don't remember ordering these at all. They're in nice condition too. Not a single crease or anything on the covers. They're almost mint.
If I'm not mistaken. No, I take it back. Wes's favorite character is Rye, I think. I know he's a huge Ninjak fan.
And this was also on there too. I don't remember getting this either. You take the cover for Future's End. Maybe I did. Maybe I did get this. So definitely gonna set these aside because I don't think they're mine.
You know what I hated about Future's End? The lenticular covers.
Yeah, what about them? They don't fit in the bag.
No. Having to pick up an entire long box full of them.
Yeah.
That was heavy.
I don't think these are mine. These might be Darth Kato's.
No.
And then also, I got some Anim books, and it looks like Punisher Annual, but it says SG on it though. I'm guessing that's Punisher Annual 4. Yeah. So I don't know if what's that all about, but I'll have to double check with him.
Dumped on SG.
I think SG Supergirl. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing though. I don't know if like SG is somebody like their real name, so that's why I don't know. But I have yeah. All right, so.
Oh no, it's Sammy Guevara.
Oh, that's
Dominic Mysterio, according to WWE stands.
Oh, okay. I thought Team Mysterio is Mysterio himself because Dominic is better than him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not disputing it. Dominic Mysterio is great. I never in my wildest dreams would I think he would be that good. But again, as I said, I don't care that WWE fans like what they like, but having to tear down AEW to make them feel better about WWE,
right?
That's something that's just weak character.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, I would say Dominic is better than Sammy Guevara by a lot. But I wouldn't say he's a Team Dom because he was doing it first.
Yeah.
But WWE.
I was saying Team Dom would be what Team Dom.
But WWE fans, have ascribed to the Vince McMahon theory that nobody existed before they were in WWE.
Oh, WWE's tweet. Did you saw this? They tweet. WWE's like, we've been waiting. It's been forever since the big dog went against Brock Lesnar, and he's gone against him 12 times in the past years. All right. So
Brock Lesnar.
So here's the Adam books I was talking about. I got sent to me. It's number 5, the Gail Simone run. I said I don't know. Maybe I did get these because Punisher Annual is something that I normally would buy anyway, and maybe he just used somebody else's list. That's all. Or name, wrote down the name wrong. Because he does. The man is known for making mistakes. Number 6. And then we have 10 here. It's nasty zombies. You know, this is 2007, so you know it's good. It's good, Gail Simone. Look, there's even frogs on there and a snake.
What is it, a cyber frog?
A what?
Cyber frog.
Well, why do you bring that up? We don't talk about that.
Okay.
I actually have his name muted on the channel, so you can't mention comics here and stuff in the chat because I don't care about that. And it just seems like everybody wants to talk. Do you hear about what so-and-so did for the longest time? I was like, I don't care. We're here talking about comic books. Number 11. And then here's the Punisher annuals they'll send. So I can't really complain about the new Punisher art kind of looking with the Benjamin Percy blood because those arms are really, really and back. It's just he looks like Venom. And then here's Tiny Head. So all right. There's those. Two. All right. Then we're gonna go through other books here. We got Weird Western Tales featuring Jonah Hex. Number 31. And then we got a Jonah Hex here. This is number 84. Another series I'm almost done with. Just gonna ask people if you're not a fan of Confederacy and Jonah Hex, being a Confederate, please leave now, or just close your eyes. Leave the ViewCon. He's like a shit ton of Jonah Hex over here. Back when men were men and women weren't men. Here's him versus Captain Ahab. Somehow I have 84 again. Get doubles. Here's another one.
Is that the White Ghost or whatever that character's name is?
No idea. The White Ghost or the Ghost from that was Marvel.
Okay, then I'm wrong.
Yeah,
happens every once in a while.
Or they called him Ghost Rider or whatever. Yeah, they changed his name. Yeah. It's more Jonah Hex. And these books, I'm definitely changing the covers. There's so many wrinkles on them. But Gunfight at Murfreesburg. Hey, and then we're back to Christmas again. So, and some more Jonah Hex. They're fighting over the casino.
Now you're talking about the Punisher's arms. That guy's abs were pretty ripped.
Well, I was talking about in general, and Punisher with this. Are you reading the new Punisher book out there by Benjamin Percy? The Red Blood?
I am.
Yeah. I was saying how he looked fat in that issue when they drew him.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that. He was really just kind of like, "Urgh."
He looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, but it just took me out for a second. I was like, why does he look that way?
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's weird for my mind to rationalize that Kingpin looks normal when he's huge as a house.
Well, that's the way we've only seen him. We've always seen him that way, but you know, the Punisher there, he's drawn different sizes by different people.
What cowboy has bright yellow outfit like that? That is weird.
And well, did you miss the hat? I mean, he's got like that orange hat too. I mean,
you know, it's your last chance. Coward, shoot him, or we'll both hang. I can't. Also, it has a look at that. It has a plus. It has a backup of a featuring Scalp Hunter. You're not supposed to talk about that stuff. These books technically don't exist in DC's eyes.
you mean the good ones?
No, just Jonah Hex in general does not exist. Because he is racist. Because he's Confederate. Which is weird because, you know, why do they hate Confederates? That's the South. That's the Democrats. Anybody's triggered that I said that? Well, it's the truth. Get triggered over history. Jonah Hex.
History is racist. Math is racist. Reading is racist.
Everything's racist. Everyone's racist.
Racism is racist.
Yeah, exactly. And we have number 3. And then we have number 16. These are just kind of random numbers because he puts them in random order when he sends them to me. Then also I also have a lot of issues, so I'm just filling in gaps in my collection. There's number 12. So almost done with it though. So then I'll finally be able to read it in order. That's one of the reasons I don't really collect a lot of series, you know, unless I get in trade form, because otherwise I have to wait till I get every single issue, then I read through. I don't like reading books out of order, especially if there's a subplot going on that I don't know about, and I'm just confused. And over to 2-putter, I'm like, oh, I guess now I know the ending. I don't know what the beginning is.
Yeah, I'm sort of that way with you, but the way I'm doing it with the series I'm trying to fill in the gaps with, I don't think I'd ever be able to get all of them and read them in order.
All right. And then the final 2 issues I have this evening is annual number from 1996. This is Superboy. Annual number 3. So, almost done with this series too. And the final book, Mr. Breen. The final book of the night. Meet America's typical teenager, Maureen McCormick. A Date with Debbie. All new, 64 pages.
Maureen McCormick, isn't she from the Brady Bunch? The name sounds familiar. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. This is Stan Goldberg on the cover, too. Doing this. So, that's your bank issue.
Next?
That's your next.
Sorry, Ron Goldberg.
Yeah, that was the worst Goldberg. Oh, wrong one. He doesn't have any books. He never has any books, man.
Alrighty then. Okay, so I've got 3 of them read. Go with the ones that I read. Creep Show number 3.
Still getting those?
Huh?
You're still getting those?
Yeah, this one's not actually that bad.
That's what you said about the other ones that hated them.
No, I mean, the first one is kind of cool. It's this dude, he's like one of those money manager type guys. He's junior, and he gets invited to this little pop-up restaurant that's invitation only by some of the higher ups, right? He's not, they got invited. They're his guest. He's their guest, and he's thinking it's a way to get promoted if he acts, real big and all that stuff. And so he has his food, and it's like he starts hearing all this stuff. This is before tonight, Scott, a guy raised on Hot Pockets and dollar slices, had thought of food is only fuel, but as soon as the first forkful of this mystery meat brushes against his tongue, he hears it. The symphony, right? So he's looking at all this, and he goes home, and his wife's all pissed, and he's trying to figure out, what the meat was and how it was garnished, because that's all he's thinking about.
He had mystery meat on his tongue? Bro, that's us.
Yeah, it does. But they asked, so he goes into work the next morning, and they're like, "Hey, did you remember to purge last night?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Vomit, get rid of it." He's like, "No," and he gets so obsessed with the stuff that he's trying to figure out what it was that his wife leaves him. He stops showering. He's actually like cutting his fingers off and stuff. He loses his job. He gets kicked out of his apartment because he's sitting there trying to figure it out. And the guys invite him back the next time the thing pops up. And turns out that he's the one who's supposed to be cooking it. And it was, the food was, I guess, the last chef was, did it to himself. It was like human food.
Oh, gross.
And then the second one was
yummy
about this old couple. They go to a midnight showing, double feature, and there's these punks in the background who are, making noise, and he's like, "Dude, shut up!" And his wife keeps talking. Her face is hidden the whole time. But she's talking about how hungry she is. And so they leave. The kids are all pissed off because the old man kept telling him to shut the F up. And they follow him home. You can see how she has that thing on her face, hiding her face and all that. And she's not eating anything in the movie, but turns out that so she's a creature and she eats the kids because they're being
nice
bastards. So, like I said, it wasn't that bad. Whoops.
Tasty.
Yes. Obnoxious punk kids. Always a tasty meal, from what I hear. Then we had The Punisher number 3, which I'm sure you reviewed. I liked it.
Yeah.
He's getting his memory back and everything.
Yeah, go over stuff. Just because I went over it first doesn't mean you can.
Yeah,
we have different opinions, man.
It's I'm not much. Haven't really read a lot of Punisher. I read the last one, which that Aaron one. They changed the thing and all that stuff, which kind of horrible.
Did you ever check out the Garth Ennis run in the 2000s or Mike Barron's?
No, I've heard how exceptional it was. I need to get it. I'm thinking about trying to get the.
They had an omnibus for Garth Ennis. Yeah, I picked it up, and I read it when it came out. That was just. I mean, when you start out of a book with Punisher shooting a guy with a shotgun.
There you go. See, I've heard that was like the penultimate run, the best run was his.
Yeah, not to make light of Mike Barron's run. Mike Barron was pretty good. I liked his Punisher stuff. Yeah. It was the OG.
Stephen Grant was better than Mike Barron. And Mike Barron's was.
I kind of roll him in the same as one, even though it's my same Mike Barron.
Yeah, because Stephen Grant he definitely leans left, but he was also the creator of Whisper.
Yep.
But Jeff, if you're going to read any Punisher, welcome back, Frank. It's 12 issues. It introduces the crime boss, Monucci. All 12 issues will make you laugh out loud. And it is, I mean, first issue, Frank throws a guy off a skyscraper.
Nice.
And he's chasing some people, and they end up in a zoo. And Frank realizes he's outgunned. So they're in the polar bear cage, and he's being chased. So Frank punches the polar bear.
As one would do.
And when the bad guy gets there, he goes, "Oh, look, it's a polar bear." And the next panel, you see the guy's head flying off from where the polar bear just swiped it off.
Yeah, he purposely pissed off the polar bear to attack the guys coming after him. And that scene is in the Punisher video game. It's on PS2 and Xbox 360.
Maranya, yes, it is. And actually, Stephen Grant wrote some Moon Knight issues on top of it, which I thought was really kind of amusing.
Yeah, but they gave him names. I think that probably was because Doug Mensch did it first, and that was by a nod to Stephen Grant.
Yeah, Doug Mensch created Moon Knight
With Don Perlin.
Huh?
With Don Perlin.
Okay, then number 3 that I read was Deluge. Number 2, a Colin Bunn book, Ignition. The women of the prison are trying to escape the flooding prison, trying to get out, and they're trying to make it from one place to another because only a few people can get on the boats at a time, and the little creature is stalking them and trying to take them out, and girls are disagreeing with each other on how to do it and all that, and they decide to try and escape and get off on their own. They get the chance. Okay, excuse me. Those are the ones that I've read. I've got 4 more. I got Stake Presents Jessamy, number 2. Jessamy is on her way down to the plantation in Louisiana to find out. It's a plantation run by vampires. Let's see if I can find the name of it. Chateau de Sang et Fleurs, F-L-E-U-R-S. But guess there's some stuff going on there that she's being sent down there to take care of. And I've only got the first couple pages in there. The first book, she was assigned to go down and take care of the problem. So is her going, how she was getting there and making her way there. And some of the stuff that's going on there. This one starts out, and I think she's about ready to get there in this issue. So then I have Viking Moon, number 205. I love that cover.
Nice.
Vikings versus werewolves. Superman Unlimited number 7. And last but not least, World's Finest, number 45. Now I have, bought a new Batman wallet. When I get a chance, I'll go out and show it to you. I'll get it so I can show it. But I picked up more back issues of Detective Fill in the Holes. I think I might have a couple of the ones that I said last time in here because I'm, like having them in order and all that stuff. But I've got a few to show. 610. Read this one. Penguin fakes his death, or he gets himself hypnotized so people think he's dead. And Batman's trying to figure out he doesn't think he's dead. Okay. These are ones I haven't read yet. 612. $613. $14. 16. Obviously, some of these didn't have certain issues. 17. 18. 618. 619.
Nice. What number is that, or are those part of a collection? That's probably like a.
I just went into my LCS and just went to the back issue thing. And
are those are like early 90s or late 90s?
Yeah. Let me see.
They look like they're right after Miller did his Batman thing.
See the date on this one.
Or they could have been 4 because wasn't 400s. That was when Frank Miller did his thing. 404.
I think so. Yeah.
That was in Batman, not Detective.
Yeah, but what was that? Was the Detectives at the same time?
It was late 86, early 87.
Okay. Yeah, because
These are early 90s.
Because I was looking at reading detective comics and Batman at that time, during the whole, because right now I'm doing Superman. My goal is to go and read the Batmans. Would you say that is probably one of the more popular areas for Batman? Or should I go back to Neil Adams?
My take on Batman directly post-crisis. Well, first I would say Batman might be the only series that was better pre-crisis.
Yes.
I thought the first half of the 80s with Doug Mensch and Jerry Conway. But post-crisis, Batman Year One, which is 4, 5, 6, and 7, are phenomenal. It's basically the Jim Gordon story, but and then Max Allan Collins took over. I didn't like his run. That's where he turned Jason Todd into a brat who had stolen the hubcaps off the Batmobile.
Yeah. How without being electrocuted?
Right. Now, the KGB story in the late, 16, 17, 18, and 19, that's a terrific story.
But they went back and they had to they went and fixed that though, didn't they?
And then a Death in the Family was very good. So there are some highlights in that.
Would you recommend more 300s or 400s?
Well, the 300s, but they would go back and forth between Batman and Detective.
Okay, which I don't mind.
It was kind of like their own triangle era, only without the triangle.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I like that when they connect.
But I'm saying, you would, if you could find a reading order, it would help because I said it's Batman into Detective back into Batman. It's there'd be a lot of gaps if you just read one or the other.
Well, that's the thing about the 90s too, even just the 80s. It's like when they started doing overlapping, it's like this story continues in these 3 other books. I'm like, and then we look for a trade. Is there even a trade collecting those in order of reading?
Like Nightfall has one.
Yeah,
No Man's Land has one. All the Batman events have trades. Like there's Gang War, Batman Murder, Batman Fugitive.
Because I noticed that I think Exile has a trade, but prior to that for Superman, you had I don't think they really had much crossover until then. before Exile, before he left. I'm trying to think, but yeah, that's the one thing I really like is when they do crossover. 'Cause, I mean, it's a good marketing gimmick because hey, we don't want to learn what's going on. Well, let's go with the detective, and then that story will continue and going into regular Batman.
Modern fans bitch about that all the time
Yeah,
now.
and of course they do.
Well, in their defense, most of the time it is bullshit. But back in the day, you wanted to read all of them because they all mattered.
Yep.
And that's some of these things. That's the one thing I've noticed that you'll see. Damn it, you'll see. Continued in Batman number 426 or whatever, and so
Good night, Jackson.
I understand that when you have I still have
There's my stash.
I understand when you're doing No Man's Land or when you're doing Fugitive, the crossovers, but a lot of other times I don't like it. But Breen's right that back in the days, back especially pre-crisis, these are still some really well-written books.
Which 90s Shadow the Bat, Legend of the Dark Knight, did those cross over, they think, or are they standalones?
Well, okay. Whenever they had an event that was big enough, because Legends of the Dark Knight was Dark Patterns 30 years before there was Dark Patterns.
Okay.
Only it was not one writer. It was basically like Denny O'Neil might do an arc, then Howard Shakin, then Chuck Dixon. They would they'd be anywhere from 2 to 5 issues. And some of them are absolute classics.
The Legend of the Dark Knight, if it's not already in the DC Finest yet for $40, I look forward to it.
Well, it may be a while on that. But the good news is you can get probably the first 150 out of $1.50 bins.
Yeah.
But the
problem I run into with my dollar bins, hey, there's like 17 of this one issue.
But they're like when they did No Man's Land, and I don't remember if they needed it in Dark Knight, but I know No Man's Land, I think a couple issues of Legends were used to keep that story going because they just needed the space.
Yeah, I've been collecting the trades as far as Nightfall and Night's End.
I have the No Man's Land and Omnis. I have the 3-book thing of soft cover.
I have not read the end of No Man's Land yet. It's one of the things series where I start reading it and then shiny new books come out, and then it's like it's been 2 years since I've actually read it.
I think No Man's Land is better than Nightfall. No Man's Land is
absolutely.
Oh yeah, yes.
If you go in Cataclysm, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Do you know what the basically the culmination of No Man's Land, like the big thing that happens?
You talking about what leads to it, or just the end?
The stakes in that story, just other than everything else that happened.
Well, the city is cut off from funding.
The Joker kills Gordon's wife.
Right.
Oh, okay. Spoilers.
That happens.
This is years ago.
I can't spoil a 30-year-old story.
Sarah.
That's we say you think of
so that was
argument. He crippled his daughter and murdered his wife. I just want to see Gordon kill the Joker, and then you can just have a new Joker take up the mantle. But I said it's
that's like with 3 Jokers.
It invalidates everything. Batman is not an effective crime fighter because the Joker has killed far more people than Batman's ever saved.
Well, that's the thing. Remember they did that series with Gordon going after the Joker after Tinian's run, after the Joker War, and I don't know. I guess some people liked it. A lot of people did not like it.
Wasn't that when he was in the mech suit?
I don't think it was that. I think the mech suit Gordon was 52, wasn't it? I'm lost in all that because I haven't. Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe he was, maybe it wasn't, but I don't think he was because that was only a couple years ago when they did that story with Gordon going supposedly hunting down the Joker who went into hiding.
Yeah, okay, I think it was a Rebirth. I think it was. Yeah.
Oh no, it was the Joker series from about 5 years ago. Jim Gordon followed him to Europe, try to kill him.
Yeah, try to kill him. But yeah, you would think that Gordon would have like killed the Joker, and then having another person take over it being as the Joker, or years later we find out the person he thought was the Joker wasn't the Joker. You know, like do like they with remember Green Goblin. You know, do that story like that. You know, don't give Joker amnesia.
They have had the Joker commit so many atrocities that there's no way that like I said it just
then he can be rehabbed.
Well, no, I mean it does. Okay, you don't tell me Batman's a force for justice when he continues to just put Gordon or Joker back into an easily escapable place to go kill more people, and for the people to say, well, that's not Batman's responsibility. So, bullshit.
Superman killing Joker Superman killing Joker in Injustice was justified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yet they made him a criminal.
It's different. Luthor's different. Like I said, like the mega level villains like Doctor Doom or Magneto, there's never a randomness to what they do. And the Joker just will kill thousands on a whim.
Yeah.
Batman captures him, puts him in Arkham, he gets out, kills thousands on a whim. Like I said, it's at some point Batman is no longer a hero because he, a man that could do something about it chooses not to.
There's the famous Einstein quote that kind of fits the situation. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah.
So, right. All right. So we'll move on. There's a big jump. We go to 656.
My final thing on that is also to say, if you have not read Three Jokers by Jeff Johns, and I think it was
Jason Fabok was the artist.
Yeah, very good series, and that should be the way Joker is.
Yeah. 662. Yeah, that was meant to be continuity, but then DC chickened out.
Yeah, of course it would. DC with Joker is kind of like Kolchak. Every episode's different. It's a reset.
678.
Yeah, I don't think Batman should kill Joker, but I think Joker should be killed by somebody else.
But then they'll just bring him back.
Well, I'm just saying, don't bring back that Joker. Have a different Joker. Reveal that Batman's been so blindsided, but he didn't realize.
Joker should have. Jim Gordon should put a bullet between the Joker's eyes,
and then he'd
be completely justified.
Yeah.
But would Gordon quit then? Retire from the badge?
Well, that's the problem with comic book. Yeah, with comic books, it's. Like I said, we've had this discussion. Certain characters, like I said, Kraven's Last Hunt should have been the last time we ever saw Kraven.
Nice.
Like I said, when Reed Richards finally defeated Doctor Doom, that should have been the last Doctor Doom, but it's comics, so it can't work that way. Joker should have a definitive ending, but with comics like Jeff is showing that go in perpetuity, you can't do that. So it's kind of like
Batman with a gun.
It just makes for good circular arguments.
It does.
And, as much as I like Batman, especially some of this earlier stuff, I like reading Batman, but, once you get up into the thousands of issues, you've done everything you can. That's why I think some of the stuff is selling. The stories have already been told over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Sales on this are falling. That's why you're getting Japanese stuff selling, and the independents, are doing so well because they just boom, boom, couple, one story, another story, another story. It's all new.
No, the difference between manga and comics, it's one creative team, one writer does everything, and then that's it. It doesn't be passed up somebody said and retcons what the other guy did.
Yeah, and that's also something that really pisses me off. You know, because you get Dixon coming in here writing some really good stuff, and then Mr. I hate Dixon and everything he stands for starts taking over the next story.
Yeah.
And says, fuck him in his story and starts writing over. Speaking of which.
Sometimes changes are good, though. Damien being the child that survived.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think Morrison is overrated.
Well, a lot of people do.
But
unless you're currently choking on him right now, because he's coming back to write some more Batman stuff, I heard.
And I stopped reading some of the stuff because of the more modern stuff because of writing, but I am a completist and I wanted to fill in some holes. So we have 975.
You're an ist? We got to cancel
completist. And yes, there might be some other ists that I am too. 1026. Whatever though. 82. 83.
We got the Ram V ones.
Yes, that's why I stopped doing it. 84.
Yeah, I went with Ram V and then out the deep end towards the end of his run.
Yeah, that's the whole 800 issues where they're rebuilding Arkham.
Yeah. Ironically, Tomiko Tamaki's Shadow of the Bad series wasn't that bad. It was a 12-issue limited series, and it felt like she actually was trying to write a story and not self-insert anything.
It's 89, and then I got to 92.
Shout out to Crazy Cat over on Twitch. What's up?
But and one thing, Brandon, you've been saying this. We've been saying this on the channel before. A lot of this, they do stories in 2, 3, 4 story issues in this one, and you could tell they were just writing it for here.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get into this stuff. They're writing for the trades. There's just these things are just going way the hell. You like 12 issues for something that should take in 5, 6, and you're just like, dude, you're going, dude, just stop. And I'm really enjoying these a lot older ones. And people knock the 90s, but these 80s and 90s ones are just really good.
When I say people are knocking 90s, I don't knock Marvel and DC. I knock like Image.
Well, I mean, some of the things they do. I mean, the Nightfall is the result of 90s-itis is the Image because they wanted to. There's the pockets and the chains and everything being extreme. And
so Extreme Justice.
Yeah, and that's why you had to get the. That's Nightfall was all new, all different before all new, all different because they wanted somebody else to be Batman, so they had to do it, and they had to get him. They couldn't just have him doing regular Batman stuff, so they had to get the big costume and stuff.
Yeah,
and then there's the Thor with the chains and Mjolnir with and the pockets and the top knot that goes back to wraps around that stuff up on there just because it's it's cool. But there's some really good stuff. Once they got that stuff out of their system, Detective anyway, Batman got it out of the system. There's some really good stories.
Cool.
But that's all the stuff I caught up with.
All right. All right. Just updating. There you go. It's one thing about overlays. I can change the size of the camera behind it. So, because I was like, I'm really tiny. I didn't notice that before. Because most of you guys have your cameras off whenever I'm sharing stuff off. So it's like Like you're just gonna see an icon. So I figured, why not? But if you're on a camera over here all the time, it's like, dang, I'm like so little, especially on the phone. All right, now you're over there. No, you're on the camera.
Some of us are here. Some of us are.
Hey, I like your name now, Geekeasy.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, though. Shout out to everybody who's been here the whole night. Kind of a small crew in the chat, but hey, not everybody cares about the new comic books come out this week, and some of you are still working, or might just be watching football or basketball, or
I'm
maybe
watching
both.
both.
Yeah, I was gonna say watching both. That's why Breen's camera's on. But shout out to Cheeseburger and Comics for being here. Marania, it's always great to see you. Hope you're doing well. One Slick Dude is here too as well. Roy Kirk was here. And anybody else pop in the chat other than Crazy Cat watching over on Twitch. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, pretty much it says that's what we're doing. Good night, everybody. Good night, One Slick. And we'll be back tomorrow for a reading of Marania. Good luck on your little medical journey doing tomorrow. Your little tests. So you want to be reading with us? I've been watching in between visits. Ooh. Yeah. All right.
Oh, Ron, are you in the hospital now?
No. Tomorrow. She's just having, tomorrow she's everything. Tests or something like that. So she can't eat anything, I guess. She has to drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eating is overrated.
It is. And hello to MK, but you should be saying goodbye because we're wrapping up right now.
God, that is a nightmare of biblical proportions.
What's that? MK showing up saying hi?
No. The what Marania's going through. No.
Yeah. Soup prep was better, but not as bad as I feared. Okay.
I when I had to go at mine, and I'm assuming you're fitting in what Marania's doing, but
yeah,
I remember right before I went under, the moron next to me confessed that they'd had like a tiny bit of food, which wiped out everything else. So they went through the 89 trips to the bathroom and couldn't get it done because they had that little bit of food. It's like, how freaking dumb are you?
Yeah. Well, the bad thing is too is that you gotta hope you make it to the bathroom in time when you're doing those tests.
Oof.
Because she's throwing and going.
Yeah, I didn't have the throwing part.
Ugh. Yeah. All right. Instead of going, we're going to get going here. We'll be back tomorrow night around 8 p.m. Eastern for a reading. I'm not sure. Maybe World's Finest. Don't know.
Oh, both ends. Ugh.
Yeah. Are you in a delay?
No, I was opening my mail.
You've got mail.
Huh, yeah.
No, I've got people wanting things from me, like bills and stuff.
It's always the people the people who want something are the people who won't date you. Right? That's how it goes.
Which is everybody?
Well, I don't say anything.
Ooh, a steal. They've got the number, and Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
Wow, what a way to blow a game. Trump stains.
Oh, what is that melatonin that gives you the weird dreams? I hope you don't have weird dreams while they're doing that tomorrow.
Oh, whoops. Wrong.
But, all right. Speaking of melatonin, you guys are getting bored. You're falling asleep here. So we've been almost for 2 hours, a little longer than normally we don't really do. But have a good night, guys. Stay safe. And for those up here in the winter area, say hello to your fellow penguins and polar bears up here. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm gonna go out and punch one later today.
You do that. Actually, what you should do, go on YouTube, watch that video where you have David Spade, Chris Farley, and Adam Sandler, and Tim Meadows, where they're at the polar bear exhibit, and then they keep jumping into the polar bear, try to catch it, and then they get slaughtered one by one. Norm Macdonald's in there too. It was one of the funniest skits I've seen. The polar bear.
I actually know a guy who, I don't know, Breen, you may remember this. Remember the guy who climbed into the polar bear thing up here? And he got mauled and survived.
Ooh, I wouldn't want to survive. Those claws go deep.
This has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It's sort of like, shitty luck. The store that Phil has now has had a roof leak for the 15 years we've been there.
Oh,
same guy tries to fix it every time, fails. Finally, apparently got it right after 15 years. Dropped off something at the hardware store that were, in the same building. Drove out to Florence, got smashed by 2 different trucks and died.
Wow.
He was 75 years old. Yes, I said.
Wow.
Had to go to Florence and got hit by like 2 different dump trucks.
Wow. That's horrible. Frank Stallone just got in an accident. He posted that too. He survived. He got what it called a fender bender. Pretty much, drunk lady smashed into someone behind him, and that person hit him, and then he went in the back of a truck. And just it's man, that's. But losing your life. That's great way to end.
Yeah.
Well, not for him. I meant for our live stream.
I'm not happy now where people are getting killed in car accidents. Let's leave you with that.
All right. Yeah, you talk about roof leaks. My comic book store, because it's where the one I go to. I know the owner just passed away this year. Where it's located in this building, it's been there. It's considered a historical building, so they're limited what they can do remodeling and stuff.
Yeah.
They have to get permission, and it's their landlord, guy who owns the whole entire building. There's always a pipe leaking, and it's been leaking for 25 years, and so there's always tiles bowing. Ceiling tiles, and it's just like, and I'm thinking the parents like this guy doesn't sound like he's very much of a nice landlord, and I don't know how much he charges, but I honestly at that point I would have fixed it myself, but I probably can't because I'd probably get in trouble.
Well, if there's stuff like that, you keep going to them and say, like, if I have something in here that needs to be fixed and they don't do it, I can have someone else do it, and then I can supposed to be able to take it out of the rent.
Yeah, but
I don't want to leak in a comic book store though.
So they had it's right against the wall, so it goes straight. It's about 2 feet in from the wall. So he had books there, and he happened to notice that it was leaking one day. And he quickly moved all the books. So there's one section of the wall there was no books. It was dripping out. He had a bucket. I was just like. And then he has a built-in wall air conditioner unit. The air conditioner died a long time ago, but it's sealed in. So finally, they just sealed it up, and just took it out themselves and just sealed over it. But the new owner is going to be doing some more remodeling on this inside the store. I got to wait a month before they said they'll start having new books coming in. So I haven't really been in there. So But my only worry is that it's like I had in-store credit, over $200 in-store credit with the former deceased owner. I'm wondering if I'm even going to see that still in there when the guy takes over. I hope so, because I don't care about the 20% discount. My thing is like, yeah, and I don't want to go to the deceased owner's like sister. Hey, can I have $200 that your brother owed me? No.
Yeah, I know you're going through all that fun stuff, but
I know, right? And she just sent me a nice little card, thank you card for showing up at the wake. So,
Real quick, Elon Musk. Alex Soros posted something. So Elon replied, "Can you stop trying to destroy civilization for like 5 minutes? That would be great."
But it's ironic because Elon was posting something about talking about how these robots are going to be able to help people with healthcare and stuff. He's promoting Skynet, AI, and who can afford these robots? That's what I don't know. Only the rich. Yeah, until a robot can disperse a mob of protesters. I don't know. Anyway,
ED 209.
Yeah.
Classification.
Did you hear that a Superman #1 9.0 just went for 9.12 million at the Heritage auction?
Damn.
Beat the old record by over 3 million.
No, these aren't medical robots, Marania, and you keep bragging about that. I had a robot work on me. Do you support self-checkouts too? No, he's talking about the robots that he has. Those first ones he's selling for like $2,000. And if you ever heard of a game called Almost Human, Detroit City Almost Human, where they almost look lifelike. Yeah. It's just, I don't want robots in homes caring for children and preparing meals and all that stuff. That's too like 80s dystopian, like futuristic, and I don't like that. I want the robot from Rocky IV, the one Paulie got. All right, though. One last thing. Check out Wes's Thinking Critical. Check out his video talking about the 5 things he's been really enjoying comic books. He did bring up a lot of books we talk about here, so it's good to see that bigger people, or not as bigger YouTubers, are mentioning the good things in comic books. But he did. What did he say? He said that Redcoat is getting his own TV series, movie.
Yeah. We'll see if it happens, but apparently it's been optioned.
Yeah. Marania, robot caring for children. The one thing that when the children acts out, the robot yeets them through the window or across the hall. It's like,
well, there are 3 or 4 rules to bring.
Directives.
Directive.
Yes, I know what you're going for, RoboCop.
No, not from RoboCop.
The Prime Directives.
No, I'm talking the Asimov's rules.
Oh, I don't know what that is. That could be.
That shit.
Is that Smirnoff's brother? I don't know.
Yeah, I did used to know about Smirnoff.
Yeah,
I was never a big fan of vodka.
Actually, I've never had vodka in my life.
I think she's referencing the movie or the guy created iRobot.
Oh no, take it back.
That's
I think vodka's used in screwdrivers. I know I've had screwdrivers before.
Yeah. I think that was the first time I ever got drunk. Was my aunt made a couple of screwdrivers for me.
Yeah. Can you imagine that though? All the healthcare providers or workers, the nurse stuff replaced by robots. They lift you up and carry you to bed, put you in bed. That's just no. I have more faith in humanity that the humanity can still saved. I don't need robots replacing everybody.
I was never really a fan of either one of them.
It's like putting AI, taking away all the human Congress and senators and just replacing with AI robots, and having them decide if we should go to war and what this for the country.
Well, I mean, it can't be worse than Jasmine Crockett, AI Jasmine Crockett, AI Jasmine Crockett. I mean, there's not much of a difference.
I'll never hang out with Jasmine Crockett for one reason. I never know there's a fire or not because I hear a smoke alarm go off.
And you won't be able to get close enough with those fake eyelashes.
No. Not the Will Smith movie, which was good. Yeah, I know. You said that's the creator. It was Asimov or Asimov. Bicentennial Man was much closer to Asimov's novel. Robin Williams was wonderful in it. I remember watching that once, and I just thought it was very creepy. I want to be more human.
Johnny Walker was great, and I also liked Fireball.
I don't know. Both taste nasty to me. Robots? Oh, rum and tequila. Why are you asking those questions on my channel? Leave that crap on I Love Comics, which is better.
Because he's got 2 very experienced alcohol tasters.
If you want to do what is better or which is better, I'll bring you on. We'll do a comic book segment. You have a list of comic book questions. We'll go over that. Okay? We'll call it the MK Which is Better segment. Or uh, MK Survey. And Daryl was good. That was the other movie, wasn't that? Or what was that one movie? Was it Almost Human? Where the daughter and the father, and then he created an android, and I thought it was the guy from Wonder Years. Was the dad that created him? It was an '80s movie, some weird '80s movie that I just happened to come across. But we're rambling, and we're gonna end it here. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for showing up and tuning in. And if you're not subscribed, please do that right now on YouTube. We're a YouTube-based channel. We know we do stream to Twitch as well. At Geeky Puppet Show is the URL. You see it there. If you want to help the channel, you can go to ko-fi.com, support us. Every dollar does help pay for the books we use for the readings. And also, you can also do it by sharing out the channel or just showing up or leaving a comment down below. Leaving a comment down below on these live streams lets YouTube know that we're in demand, that so those suggest us out. I noticed that we have decreased in views. I don't know if that's YouTube throttling us or just because people are just interested in the content anymore. I don't know. But we have a reading tomorrow night, and we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern for that. Until then, everybody take care, especially Maranya, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Anything else, Breen?
Nope.
All right.
Good luck, Maranya.
We're rooting for you, Maranya. We are, seriously. Because if you don't pull through, who will yell at us? Who will show us the cleaver? All right.
Beaver.
No, Roy Thomas doesn't show up on the channel anymore. He threatened to sue. Good night, guys.
Good night, kids.